We begin this morning with the top story, the escalating crisis in Iraq. That nation's most influential cleric is calling for an agreement on a prime minister before the new parliament meets next week.
Meanwhile, the American military is flying armed drones over Baghdad to protect American civilians, diplomats, and newly deployed U.S. forces. We have Charlie D'Agata in Baghdad, where the Iraqi military launched airstrikes today. But we begin this morning with Mark Albert in our Washington bureau with the latest on the U.S. involvement. Mark, good morning.
Good morning. The U.S. is shipping more Hellfire missiles to Iraq, 300 delivered so far this year, with hundreds more on the way. Perhaps even more valuable are the growing numbers of U.S. forces on the ground and the American commander who is already familiar to some in the Iraqi military.
The Army overall is very busy, but we're certainly a great example of the expeditionary nature of the Army and the Army of the future.
American Major General Dana Petard is going back to Iraq. In 2006 and 2007, he oversaw transition teams there that advised Iraq's Army, Border, and National Police forces. Now, the West Point graduate is in charge of finding out how the U.S. can prop them up once again. The Pentagon says Petard will lead joint operation centers in the Iraqi capital and in northern Iraq, as well as the 6 teams of U.S. advisors made up of Army Special Operations Forces. That's about 180 of the 300 U.S. troops authorized by President Obama. To support them, Pentagon spokesman John Kirby said some of the 30 to 35 surveillance flights a day in the skies over Iraq are now armed.
With the introduction now of additional U.S. personnel in an advisory capacity designed to go outside the embassy confines, that the commander on the ground, Central Command commander, believed it was prudent to arm some of these aircraft to make sure that we have additional force protection measures in place.
The State Department said again Friday American assistance will only go so far.
This is not our country's future to decide. This is the Iraqis. It's the Iraqi leaders who needed to step up after we ended our mission there and give their country a better future. It's not up to us, the United States or Turkey or Iran or any other country to fix this for the Iraqis.
Thousands of insurgents are moving toward Baghdad from 2 directions for what U.S. intelligence calls a multi-pronged assault. The U.S. Special Operations teams are trying to figure out if the Iraqi security forces can defend the Iraqi capital. The Pentagon says that assessment should take 2 to 3 weeks. Benita?
Mark Albert in Washington, thank you.